Let's walk through the Spend Insights experience. So you'll land by default on the Spend Overview dashboard. All dashboards allow you to filter at the dashboard level for different criteria, whether that be vendor name, account code, or your primary or secondary category. Your primary and secondary category are going to be listed at the top because it's customizable for whatever you want to set up for your organization. In this demo example, primary is locations and secondary is departments. So if I wanted to filter by primary category, I could understand the different locations, whether that be my Vancouver office, Toronto office, or my New York headquarters. And then I could filter that throughout all of the cards presented on that dashboard. The cards on the dashboard include things like month-over-month spend or monthly spend by type across all of the spend in your organization. So that includes both orders and expenses. You can see your top 10 primary and secondary categories by spend. So I can see here that my Vancouver office is my highest spending location and that sales is my highest spending department. You can also see things like your top 10 vendors by spend and your top 10 account codes by spend as well. Each of the cards in each dashboard are interactive, so you can drill down into each one of these cards to get more insights into the data and adjust the visualization accordingly. So in this case, we have monthly spend by type. I've drilled down into August, and I want to see August 2024 spend data by vendor. So now the visualization is going to pull that. So this is specifically for August. We can see that Lane, Romero, and Hicks is the highest spend in the month of August at over $600,000. I can go back to the beginning as well, and I can filter another month by a different criteria. You can also see the underlying data for any of your cards as well. So it's going to present it in a table format that you can then adjust the columns of if I wanted to see different columns presented here, and I can download directly in a CSV if I wanted to upload to a third-party BI tool. I'm going to redo this and then I'm going to reset it. And there's a few other things that you can do at an individual card level. You can download the data straight up in PNG or Excel or CSV format, or you can present the data if you want a full screen view to present to stakeholders, for example. You can do this at a dashboard level too. So if you click on the top, you can either download a PDF of all the Spend Insights, or you can present, or you can schedule. So you can create different schedules too. So if I wanted to manage my schedules here, I can create a new schedule. I can set up a schedule to run at any day or any time of the week. I can set what I want the attachment type to be, who I want recipients to be, and what the different views I want to be. We're gonna go back to the dashboards quickly here. And we're gonna move on to the purchasing dashboard. So this dashboard gives you specifically your order data, and it breaks it out by the different workflows in the purchasing process. So you can understand your request to approval cycle, your approval to PO cycle, and your PO to delivery cycle. Each of these are broken out in two different cards. So you have your month-on-month cycle time as well as your quarterly cycle time that compares both the average and median cycle times here. In addition to those, you can see total approved order requests over time in a month-by-month view. You can also see your pre versus post encumbrance data as well. So pre-encumbrance being orders that have been approved but not yet purchased, and post-encumbrance being orders that have been purchased, received, or billed. And you can see the breakdown here. Hovering over the data in any of your visualizations will also bring up a little additional data for you to better understand exactly what you're looking at. You can also see total spend for approved orders in base currency or approved orders by currency as well. And you can see the different currencies here. Moving on to expense, this shows you your expense data. So both your total expense amount over time, so a monthly view of the total transaction volume for expenses, Or you can see it by expense reports. So the number of expense reports that were submitted. So in this case, a monthly view, 65 in December 2024. You can also understand your proportion of reimbursable versus non-reimbursable expenses. So for December 2024, we see that almost 72% were reimbursable expenses versus your 28% non-reimbursable expenses. It even shows that if you hover an expense count. So here your non-reimbursable expenses for December were actually 23 versus 59 reimbursable expenses. You can also see your top 10 expense items. So you can see the individual expenses that come through sorted by amount. And you can change the sort if you want to as well. Finally, we have the accounts payable dashboard. This captures how your bills are managed, both from a number of bills that are approved over time, as well as your cycle time to understand your receive to bill cycle. Again, presented on both a month-to-month and a quarterly cycle time basis. And you can see the number of PO-backed versus non-PO-backed bills. That gives you a similar breakdown that we saw in the last dashboard. So you can see PO-backed bills here and the total bill count versus non-PO-backed. This gives you a better understanding of how you are adhering to your purchasing process. One more thing I want to touch on, and that is our Spend Analyst. This is an AI-powered chatbot that lets you dive even deeper into your data and get instant answers to your burning spend questions. So here I have opened the Spend Analyst on the monthly spend by type card in the Spend Overview dashboard. And I can see that it shows a month-by-month view, January, February, March, of all spend across both orders and expenses. But say I want to get very specific. I want to see a daily view of spend in August 2024. So I'm going to ask Spend Analyst, and Spend Analyst is going to then reconfigure the visualization to show me exactly what I'm looking for. And here it is. I asked for that daily view specifically for August, and now it gives me 31 different spend data points visualized here. So I can see that August 20th was my highest spend day. And from Spend Analyst, I can go even further and I can drill down again into the data. So if I want to understand based on this on August 20th, what vendors was I spending from? So I can see that these are the vendors that I was spending from. I can download this answer as well if I want to share it, or I can ask more questions to Spend Analyst to better understand this data. And if I want to toggle between a graph visualization versus a table visualization, I can do so very easily in Spend Analyst as well. So you can get instant answers to better understand your data and therefore be more confident in the decisions that you're making about the spend in your organization. Thanks for watching.